Hi, in this video I will show you a new feature. We call it Summarize By. It's an extension of the Summarize card. The previous video showed how to do in Summarize something like the following. Let's say I have this simple table of matches, and I want to also have an extra column with the date of the previous match. That is the row above. So what I will do is I will select the columns, sorry. I will create two initial values. I will call one temp current. This is temporary. I need it to hold the previous one, and one called previous date, which is the one I want. I will initialize both to not set, so it's clear when they are not set. 0 is not a value that makes a lot of sense there. And for each row, what I will do is I will set the temp current to the current date and the previous to the date before. So we can see that the first row has previous date set do not set because there's no row above, and then each previous date is the previous one, so it's 18, 17, and so on. So this is kind of what many people used Summarize for, to keep track of the value before to calculate the difference, but always the row before in order. So after the video from yesterday, some users told me that they use a feature on SQL called partitioned by, which is a way to calculate like trends. You can keep the previous value for a given key or set of keys. So, and they asked me if that could be also available in Instadeq, so they could do it here, or they could do it here when they don't have an SQL database to run the query. So I added it. It's here. In terms of UI, it's the same as in group by. You can see that select group by where is the same here. So there are no new UI components or new UI behaviors, and it's really similar to chart by where. So the only new thing that users have to learn is that what it does here. What group by here it does is if it has one or more values, it will initialize the first time for each combination of keys, and then each next value will be calculated with the previous value for that combination of keys. So when it's empty, there's only one. The initial state is initialized only once at the beginning, and then each next step is calculated with that global state, let's call it. But when Summarize has one or more keys, initialization will be done for each combination, and the next step will be calculated with the previous state for the same combination of keys. So what it means in practice is that if I want to say the date for the last match for the home team, I drop home team to the group by, and now if I sort by home team and then by date, I can see that the previous date is always the previous date for the match, and you can see big jumps because a team usually plays once a week. Before, the dates were really close because many matches are played the same day and the day after on weekends. And we can also do combination multiple ones. So for example, if I drag away team, if these work correctly, all previous dates will be not set for all matches. That's because this is data from a season, and usually on one season one pair of teams only plays once in the same stadium, in the same combination of home and away. So this is kind of proof that it's working correctly. For other of course it's much more useful if this combination of keys was something else, but you can add as many as you want, and this expands what it can be done with Summarize, which is to do a rolling aggregation, but the previous state used to calculate the next state is different for each combination of keys. So it's also advanced. Usually this card is really advanced, but it allows some users to do something that before they did on SQL or they couldn't do, which is, for example, calculate trends. Like if you keep the previous value for a key, then you can do the difference between the previous and the current one, or the last 5, and then you can, for example, pick an icon, a red icon or a green icon, or an arrow pointing up or down to signify the trend related to the previous value for that set of keys. So this was Summarized By, a new feature on Instadeq, and if you have any questions, just contact us on social media. Bye.